Question number 1. The property of an electrical component, such as a coil of wire, to induce a voltage into itself, as the current through the component changes. A. Conductance, B. Capacitance, C. Self-inductance, D. Impedance. Answer, C. Self-inductance. Question number 2. A material that falls between conductors and insulators in terms of electrical conductivity. A. Conductor, B. Semiconductor, C. Inductor, D. Insulator. Answer, B. Semiconductor. Question number 3. The theory in which current flows from a negative charge to a positive charge. A. Conventional flow theory, B. Magnetic theory, C. Transformer theory, D. Electron flow theory. Answer, D. Electron flow theory. Question number 4. The currents that circulate inside the conductors and restrict current flow. A. Skin effect, B. Eddy currents, C. Maximum current, D. Fault currents. Answer, B. Eddy currents. Question number 5. In AC waveform, it is also called the effective value. A. Peak value, B. Average value, C. Root mean square, RMS value, D. Peak value. Answer, C. Root mean square, RMS value. Question number 6. The current supplied to the field of an AC generator is called A. Excitation current, B. Armature current, C. DC current, D. Maximum current. Answer, A. Excitation current. Question number 7. A circuit has a peak value of 460 volts. Find the RMS value. A. 300 volts, B. 315 volts, C. 325 volts, D. 230 volts. Answer, C. 325 volts. Question number 8. It states that an induced voltage or current opposes the motion that created the induced voltage or current. A. Ampere law, B. Ohm's law, C. Lenz's law, D. Kirchhoff's law. Answer, C. Lenz's law. Question number 9. The ability of a material to allow or conduct magnetic lines of flux. A. Malleability, B. Conductivity, C. Availability, D. Permeability. Answer, D. Permeability. Question number 10. 1000 mils equal how many inch? A. 1 inch, B. 10 inches, C. 15 inches, D. None of the above. Answer, A. 1 inch. Question number 11. The ratio of true power to apparent power. A. Cosine, B. Power factor, C. Reactance, D. Efficiency. Answer, B. Power factor. Question number 12. The form of power that is produced by the reactive components of a circuit, such as the inductive or capacitive reactance. A. Apparent power, B. Reactive power, C. True power, D. Maximum power. Answer, B. Reactive power. Question number 13. A capacitor consists of two conducting surfaces, usually referred to as plates, separated by some type of insulating material called blank. A. Insulated plate, B. Inductor, C. Dielectric, D. Electrode. Answer, C. Dielectric. Question number 14. The voltage drop across the inductor leads the current by blank degrees. A. 0 degree. B. 45 degrees. C. 90 degrees. D. 180 degrees. Answer: C. 90 degrees. Question number 15. The blank type of generator has the armature windings on the stator and the field windings on the rotor. A. Revolving field. B. Revolving armature. C. Single phase. D. Three phase. Answer: A. Revolving field. Question number 16. A type of rotating field construction where the field poles are wound individually and mounted along the outside edge of the rotor. A. Round rotor. B. Commutator. C. Salient pole. D. Stator. Answer: C. Salient pole. Question number 17. A condition that occurs in a DC generator when the output voltage at no load is less than the output voltage at full load. A. Flat compounding. B. Compounding. C. Overcompounding. D. Undercompounding. Answer: C. Overcompounding. Question number 18. An instrument that measures the voltage difference of two alternators being placed in parallel. A. Gyroscope. B. Synchroscope. C. Voltmeter. D. Oscilloscope. Answer: B. Synchroscope. Question number 19. These are used to reduce armature reaction and are connected in series with the armature. A. Field poles. B. Series winding. C. Interpoles. D. Magnetic poles. Answer: C. Interpoles. Question number 20. These are connected to the rotating windings of a generator and provide a path for the current to reach the brushes. A. Slip rings. B. Metal strip. C. Rotor rings. D. Shaft rings. Answer: A. Slip rings. Question number 21. It causes the current to flow near the surface and not in the center of the conductor. A. Inductance. B. Eddy currents. C. Capacitance. D. Skin effect. Answer: D. Skin effect. Question number 22. It is made up of conductors that are mounted in the rotor and are short-circuited at each end. A. Rotor. B. Squirrel cage rotor. C. Stator. D. Exciter. Answer: B. Squirrel cage rotor. Question number 23. The slip of the motor is the difference between synchronous speed and blank speed. A. Armature. B. Shaft. C. Stator. D. Rotor. Answer: D. Rotor. Question number 24. Electronic controls used to control the speed of an AC motor. A. Inverter. B. Speedometer. C. Variable frequency drives. D. Frequency meter. Answer: C. Variable frequency drives. Question number 25. A motor that relies on the principles of induction to transfer energy to the rotor. A. AC motor. B. Conduction motor. C. Servo motor. D. Induction motor. Answer: D. Induction motor. Question number 26. A transformer that isolates the primary and secondary circuits is called blank. A. Potential transformer. B. Isolated transformer. C. Isolation transformer. D. Current transformer. Answer, C. Isolation transformer. Question number 27. The value in hertz at which inductive reactance and capacitive reactance are equal in a circuit. A. Frequency. B. Amplitude. C. Pulse. D. Resonance. Answer, D. Resonance. Question number 28. The resistance of an open circuit is equal to blank. A. 0. B. Infinity. C. Less than 1 ohm. D. None of the above. Answer, B. Infinity. Question number 29. How many electrical degrees separate each phase in a three-phase circuit? A. 90. B. 60. C. 120. D. 45. Answer, C. 120. Question number 30. Rheostats and potentiometers are types of blank resistors. A. Wire wound. B. Variable. C. Fixed. D. Film. Answer, B. Variable. Question number 31. Continually overloading a conductor is a poor practice because it causes blank. A. The insulation to deteriorate. B. The conductor to melt. C. The conductor to shrink. D. Damage the circuit. Answer, A. The insulation to deteriorate. Question number 32. To control an incandescent light from 5 different locations, it requires which of the following? A. 3 4-way switches and 2 3-way switches. B. 4 3-way switches and 1 4-way switches. C. 3 3-way switches and 2 4-way switches. D. 4 4-way switches and 1 3-way switches. Answer, A. 3 4-way switches and 2 3-way switches. Question number 33. It is a protective device for limiting surge voltages by discharging or bypassing surge current, and it also prevents continued flow of follow current while remaining capable of repeating these functions. A. Lightning arrestor. B. Lightning rod. C. Surge arrestor. D. Air circuit breaker. Answer, C. Surge arrestor. Question number 34. 1 horsepower is equivalent to how many watts? A. 740 watts. B. 746 watts. C. 1340 watts. D. 776 watts. Answer, B. 746 watts. Question number 35. All else remains the same. If the circuit voltage is increased, only the blank will change. A. Conductance. B. Resistance. C. Current. D. Resistivity. Answer, C. Current. Question number 36. 3 100 kVA transformers are connected in delta. The total kVA capacity is equal to blank. A. 58% of the 3 ratings. B. 100 kVA. C. 58% of the 2 ratings. D. 300 kVA. Answer, D. 300 kVA. Question number 37. Which of the following is the unit of magnetomotive force? A. Weber. B. Ampere turn. C. Tesla. D. Maxwell. Answer, B. Ampere turn. Question number 38. The primary winding of a 10-to-1 step-down transformer has 10,000 turns. The secondary winding has how many turns? A. 100,000, B. 2,000. C. 1,000, D. 10. Answer, C. 1,000. Question number 39. An AC series circuit has a resistance of 20 ohms, an inductive reactance of 20 ohms and a capacitive reactance of 20 ohms. What is the circuit impedance? A. 20 ohms, B. 20 plus J40 ohms. C. 10 minus J40 ohms, D. 0 ohm. Answer, A. 20 ohms. Question number 40. Laminations are used in transformers to prevent blank. A. Rust, B. Copper loss. C. Eddy current loss, D. Counter EMF. Answer, C. Eddy current loss. Question number 41. To reverse the rotation of a three-phase motor, you would blank. A. Reverse all the leads, B. Reverse 2 of the 4 leads. C. Reverse any 2 of the 3 leads. D. Remove 1 lead. Answer, C. Reverse any 2 of the 3 leads. Question number 42. What would be the advantage of 240 volts, rather than 120 volts, on a load with the same wattage? A. Less power used, B. Less voltage drop. C. Both A and B, D. Neither A nor B. Answer, B. Less voltage drop. Question number 43. The power factor rating of an inductive reactive circuit can be increased by adding blank. A. Coils, B. Fuses. C. Inductors, D. Capacitors. Answer, D. Capacitors. Question number 44. When a current leaves its intended path and returns to the source, bypassing the load, the circuit is said to be blank. A. Open, B. Shorted. C. Broken, D. Incomplete. Answer, B. Shorted. Question number 45. The greater the number of free electrons, the better the blank of a metal. A. Voltage drop, B. Resistance. C. Conductivity, D. Insulation value. Answer, C. Conductivity. Question number 46. The no-load current drawn by transformer is usually blank percent of the full load current. A. 0.2 to 0.5%, B. 2 to 5%. C. 12 to 15%, D. 20 to 30%. Answer, B. 2 to 5%. Question number 47. A 6-pole, 440 volts, 60 Hz, 3-phase induction motor operates at full load speed of 1,150 RPM. What is the percent slip? A. 4.17%, B. 3.5%. C. 4.35%, D. 5%. Answer, A. 4.17%. Question number 48. A 1 ohm, a 3 ohm, a 9 ohm and a 12 ohm resistors are connected in parallel. Which resistor will consume the most power? A. 1 ohm, B. 3 ohms. C. 9 ohms, D. 12 ohms. Answer, A. 1 ohm. Question number 49. A thermocouple will transform blank into electricity. A. Friction, B. Work. C. Heat, D. Chemical. Answer, C. Heat. Question number 50. A 6,600 volts, 3-phase, star-connected alternator supplies a load of 1 megawatt at 0.8 power factor, lagging. Calculate the line current. A. 189 amperes. B. 106 amperes. C. 88 amperes. D. 109 amperes. Answer: D. 109 amperes.